Hello, everybody, and welcome to this exciting first installment of Don's Kitchen. And today I'm going to be doing a recipe out of "Can You Take the Heat?" the WWF is Cooking cookbook. And before I get to show you the recipe that I'm doing today, I want to tell you that this is a test video episode. So this might be first and last, depends on how good it does within the views. Now let's get into the recipe that I'm going to be doing today. And as you see, I'm going to be doing Dogg's oatmeal cookies, and I will be showing you the ingredients here. I would suggest that if you want them, you do one. You would screenshot the ingredients and instructions. 2, write them down. Or 3, you can get a hold of me and I can take a picture and send it to you your way. Now, as you can see, you need 1 cup of flour, a half teaspoon of baking powder, half teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 cup of salt, 1/4 cup of shortening, 4 tablespoons or 1/2 stick of butter or margarine, or how you pronounce that, a half cup of granola sugar, plus more for dipping, but that's optional. 1/3 cup packed brown sugar, 1 egg, 2 teaspoons of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 cup of quick cooking rolled oats, and finally 1/4 cup of chopped walnuts. Now I will be showing you all the ingredients here if you want to screenshot them. There's all the ingredients, so if you want to screenshot them, go right ahead. Now the first step here, you have to preheat the oven, and then second step, or preheat the first step is preheat the oven to 325 degrees. And actually, let's go ahead and do that here. As you can see, this is my oven. And as you see, there's nothing in the oven to make sure that you know that. Then the second step would be, in a small bowl, stir together the flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt in a mixture bowl. And the third step, in a mixture bowl, beat the shortening and butter for 30 seconds, and add the sugar and brown sugar and beat until fluffy. Add the egg, milk, and vanilla and beat as well. And then moving over here, add flour mixture to the butter mixture, beating until well combined. Stir in the oats and walnuts. Fifth step, chill the dough for 2 hours, then form into 1-inch balls. Dip the tops of the balls into the granulated sugar, if desired, or you can just skip that part of into granulated sugar if desired, since that's desired. Then the final is place the balls on a greased cookie sheet and bake for 10 to 12 minutes until baked through but not golden. and also says makes 3 dozen cookies. And as you can see here, I do have the ingredient, and including the mixture bowl that I need. I just need to get the uh, small bowl to mix it all. And I'll be right back. I did get these small bowl. I know this is probably a little bit bigger than what it needs, but I figured get a little bit bigger bowl to than what I need, just as precaution, because the only other small bowl I have is that size, which is a smaller bowl. So I thought I'd get a little bit bigger bowl to make sure I have all the or enough room for it, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I do have the measuring utensils I need, including a water one for the milk. And while I was I'll go ahead and tell you that I'm not sure if you can tell. I'm gonna try to block the light here. Well, maybe I can't, but I'll just go ahead and tell you that the oven did go off. Is that I'm just letting you know, for at least for mine, there's a beeping noise. It normally takes around 6 to 9 minutes to preheat, so it's already up to 375 degrees. But I might go ahead and turn that off because it says on number 5, chill the dough for 2 hours, then form into 1-inch balls on number 5. So actually, I'm gonna go ahead and turn that back off because I'm gonna have to wait 2 hours. But once the 2 hours has passed, then I will go ahead and turn it back on when I'm ready. So, the actual first step here, after the preheat the oven 375 degrees, which that should be number 5, is if you think about it, every other step should be, from number 2 all the way to number 5 should be moved up a step, and number 1 should be in the number 5 spot. Because you're going to have to chill for 2 hours, so you might as well wait. Okay. The first set for number 2 says in a small bowl, stir together the flour, baking powder, and baking soda and salt. And getting over here to the flour, you need 1 cup of flour, and I do have 1 cup. I'm not sure if you can really tell if that's 1 cup or not. I think you can. And just you want to get a knife here to level it off. And I have not opened the flour yet, so it's going to take me about a few seconds to really get it open. Actually, I'll be right back after I measure the flour out. Alright, I did measure it out, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. And I'm going to get this out of the way and set it off to the side here. And then you need supposed to add baking powder and baking soda and salt. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a total of half teaspoon of baking powder here, and I will Let's prove I do have baking powders right here, and I'll be right back when I get that measured. I do have it measured out here, and going to apply that. And the next one would be baking soda, and you need a half teaspoon of that. And I'll be right back when I I do have the baking powder. This was baking soda, and I will get it measured out here for baking powder. So I know I know I said I'll be right back, but I just needed a spoon because it's harder to get out. Time to level it off. Dump it in there. And then finally you need salt. And let me get the powder out of the way. And you need for salt, you need 1/4 teaspoon. And then you're supposed to stir together, stir all these ingredients in a bowl. And I have a spatula here to really a big spatula here to help me stir it. I know you could use a spoon, but because of all of this together, it'll probably be easier to use this big spatula. And that's what it looks like right now. And then the third step, in a mixture bowl, move the small bowl to the side for right now. Mixture bowl. In a mixture bowl, beat the shortening and butter for 30 seconds. Then add the sugar and bowl of brown sugar until fluffy. And add milk and vanilla and beat well. Now, I'm going to do the first part of the third step here. It says to add the shortening and butter and beat it for 30 seconds. Okay, getting some stuff out of the way here, and it says shortening, and I'm gonna have to step to the side because to get the butter. I just forgot to get that earlier. Now I do have to measure out the butter because it's in this country crock bowl. Uh, so in shortening, need 1/4 cup, and I'll be right back. I do have 1/4 cup of shortening here, and to help me get it out of here, because as you can see, it ain't gonna fall out. Do have a knife here. And the next step, I need butter, and I need 4 tablespoons here. Just send the stuff in the sink for now. And to get the shortening out of the way here, got the butter here, and need 4 tablespoons or 1 half stick of butter. But obviously, I do not have. I need another knife. There's 1. Two. 3. And finally, 4. Just trying to make sure all of it is out of the. And I'll be right back. Okay. I'm back, and I'm supposed to beat the shortening and butter for 30 seconds, and just lucky I do have a timer on the while recording this video, so. And as you can see, I am beating it. Okay, then I'm supposed to add in the sugar, the white regular sugar and the brown sugar, and it's supposed to have 1/3 cup of brown sugar and half cup of the regular sugar. And I'll be right back. I am setting the mixture bowl off to the side right now because of the regular sugar. I do keep it in these the regular sugar in the big containers here, and for the regular sugar, it calls for a half cup. And as you can see there, if you can, half cup. And just lucky I do to keep the another in here. And actually, this ain't completely doesn't have. I just noticed that I didn't have quite enough in there. Now, let's move this out of the way here. Let's bring back the mixture bowl here. A half cup of regular sugar, and then a 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. As you can see, it's 1/3 in brown sugar here. One-third of a cup of brown sugar. And let me get the brown sugar out of the way here. And it calls for to beat them until fluffy. So I had to beat again until fluffy. And I'll be right back after I get done here. That's what it looks like after beating the brown sugar, regular sugar, and the shortening and butter together. And I'll be right back to tell you what I need to do next. Or what to do next. Okay. I'm supposed to add an egg and vanilla. So I'm going to go ahead and add the egg. And I'll be right back after I throw this away. Uh, and I was wrong. It's supposed to add milk as well. So, and I do have the milk right here. As you've seen, there was some of it was used for some other things besides this, but there's enough for it. And again, you're supposed to have again for the egg, just one egg, and 2 teaspoons of milk, and 1/4 or 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And I'll be right back after I measure that out. I do have them measured out, so here is the vanilla. And the milk. And after you apply the egg, milk, and vanilla, you're supposed to beat all of that well together. And I've been trying, and I'm still trying not to get nothing on this shirt because it's one of my favorite shirts here. And after I get done here, I'm going to have to add the flour mix that's over there to this, and start beating that mixture up together as well. And I'll show you what it looks like before I. There's what it looks like before I apply it. And set the camera back down. Sorry about my hand being in the way, but set that back over there. And I'm supposed to beat that well until well combined. Stir in the oats and walnuts as well. Let me get the vanilla out of the way here. I'll stir this in. Then I think you're supposed to stir this up together and then combine the oats and walnuts. And I'll be right back. That's what it looks like after or before I apply the walnuts and the oats. And I'll be right back after I get the oats and walnuts measured. And you do need 1 cup of the oats and 1/4 cup of chopped walnuts. And I do have them prepared here. Supposed to apply them and then stir. And there's the walnuts. And of course some of them is stuck. And here is the oats. And you're supposed to stir in the oats and walnuts until they're done. And I'm I know I ain't doing the best job here with making this YouTube this video, but I hope you are enjoying this video here. I know it ain't as good. It's not as good, probably not as good as Wrestling Rampage's WR Cooks, but I'm trying my best. And I hope you're enjoying this video. And again, this is a test video. So if you like to see more of these cooking videos, leave them down in the comment section down below. And if you do use a spatula, you're going to have to scrape it off to make sure that the excess is in the batter. And again, I hope you're enjoying this video. So, and leave if you are, give it a big old thumbs up. If you want to be a hater, even in the comment section, or give it a big old thumbs down. And if you want to see more of these cooking shows, leave it down in the comment section down below. And I will be showing you what it looks like before I let it chill. This is what it looks like before I let it chill. I'm going to have to stir it in a little bit better, perhaps, because of but that's what it looks like, and before I let it chill, because as you can see at number 5, it says chill the dough for 2 hours and then foam into 1-inch balls and dip the toppings of the balls into the sugar if desired. I'll be back within the next couple hours to see to form the balls. Okay, guys. It's been 2 hours, and as it's stated on the 5th step, chill the dough up for 2 hours, and then form the dough into 1-inch balls, and dip them into the tops of them into sugar if desired, and that's only if you want to dip them into sugar. That's optional. What I might do is just, instead of dipping them into the sugar, if I wanted to, would be just sprinkle it on there, because if you're using one of these, I think melon ballers or something to that effect, it's called, and just sprinkle it on there, because it'll be hard to do. I think you just dump it on there and then sprinkle it on there. It'll probably be a whole lot easier for the top, to get to the top, because if you think about it, the curve right here would be the top, and that's what the top here would be the bottom. But you're going to have to spray the pan down, so you might see me do this multiple times. But before I get to that, I want to preheat the oven here to, of course, 375 as the recipe calls for. And just to prove it is 375, as you see there is 375, and I'm going to hit start and set the camera back down here. Sorry about my hand being in the camera. again, sorry about the camera being, my hand being in the camera. But again, you're going to have to spray it, the cookie sheet down with the non-stick cooking spray. Real, and since it's going to be taking, it says it's going to take make 3 dozen. I do have 2 extra pans here just in case I need them. And I'm going to apply here. And of course, you want them to be separated far apart enough, to so when they bake, they'll have enough room to grow or bake. And I'll be right back with the finished project. I am done putting them on the pans here. As you can see, here is 1 dozen. Because if you count by 3, so that's 3, 6, 9, and 12. And over here, not quite a dozen here, just almost a dozen, just 2 cookies shy of another dozen. It says it makes 3 dozen. I kind of doubt it does not. It only makes 1 dozen, almost 2 dozen cookies here, and as you can see, I pretty well used all of it. Just can't scrape. There's no more scraped here to make any full one. I might have accidentally made some of them a little bit too big, but I'll be right back. It does state on number 6 to place the balls on a greased cookie sheet, which I did, and bake for 10 to 12 minutes until baked through, but not golden. And the oven is heated up, so I'll be right back with the finished product. I thought I'll tell you guys that I am going to, when they get done, they're still in the oven here, but I thought I'll tell you guys that I am going to put them on these cooling racks here to let them cool after they get done. But I thought I'll also give you a second chance to write down the ingredients here. Either write down screenshot them if you want. Here is the ingredients. If you feel free to go ahead and pause it just so you can write down the ingredients here. Here is the first 3 instructions. And feel free to pause it. And here is the last bit here of the instructions. I will zoom in a little bit. There is 4. Feel free to pause it. 5 and 6. And sorry about the phone. I will be right back with the finished project. Looks like they're done here. I will be back to show you them a little bit better here in a second. Here's the finished project. I did burn that one a little bit. And here is these over here. I did get these a little bit too big earlier. So the most likely does make 2.5 to 3 dozen. So I'll be back for the taste test here in a second. Here they are. Here they are, cooling on the rack. And some of them did break when I was trying to use the spatula here to get them onto the cooling racks. Yes, I know I have some room there. I just didn't know how much room uh, I was going to have uh, on this one to make to separate them. And again, I'll be back here in a second to do a taste test. Okay, guys, I'm back with plenty of cookies, and I will show you what they look like a little bit better here. Uh, Here's what one of them looks like, and I'm going to try it here in 3, 2, 1. Here's the taste. It's good. You can really taste the brown sugar, the walnuts, and all that. You really can taste the walnuts and brown sugar in here. Now, if I had to rate this Road Dogg's oatmeal cookies out of 10, I would have to give it. I would have to give it a 9, and that's based on uh, price, well, price, uh, easy to make, and the taste. And the Road Dogg's oatmeal cookies are really good. So I can give you any better opinion than what I give that these cookies are really good. So you can really taste a lot of the ingredients within this uh, cookie. Uh, so I recommend you getting it and making it. I think but at Walmart all the ingredients was under $30 because as you've seen there was a lot of ingredients. I think it was like in between. I think it was around 20. Would be like around $25 at Walmart. But you can get some of the probably can get some of the ingredients at Wheeler Foods or Kroger's. To say, you know how it is. Some of them's called Wheeler Foods. Some of them's called Kroger's. Most of them is called Kroger's. Uh, but again, I had to give the Road Dogg's oatmeal cookies a 9 out of 10. Going on pricing, easy to make, and thirdly, taste. They do taste really good, and they was easy to make, along with the price is reasonable. Unlike the pricings out of the WWE cookbook, not the WWE, the newer WWE cookbook, where it's high as fuck. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a big old thumbs up. If you want to be a hater, give it a big old thumbs down. leave those comments, and if you haven't done already, hit the subscribe button. See you guys next time.